Strong West Coast dirt trackers are trying to figure out how to replace the void created by the closing of legendary Ascot Park. Well, that was over 3 months ago, and the scene now is quite harsh. In case you might have been hearing about a possible extension into 1991, this video, shot last week, should put those rumors to rest. Ascot joins a long list of tracks in Southern California that have closed over the years, and with land becoming more and more valuable in that area, one wonders if there will ever be another track like Ascot.
You know, we're standing here in front of where Ascot used to be. The insurance auto auction right behind me used to be where the main entrance to the grandstands were. It was a wonderful place to be. People came from all over to come and see races here, and when they entered, they walked right up the stairs right there and right into the racetrack, and they saw some racing, some of the best racing in the country.
Dirt track racing. The most exciting, the most American sport on two wheels. The inspiration for an incredible new motorcycle, the Honda Ascot.
Follow the leader, he's on a hot dive.
You know, Ascot Park was nationally known, and for its time, it was as well known as some of the great racetracks of its time. Ontario Motor Speedway, Riverside Raceway, those were some of the great racetracks that are no more, as well as Ascot, and frankly, that's a motorcycle going by. We had lots of those racing at Ascot. Frankly, Ascot was as well known as any of those. In fact, we would have people come here from literally around the world, as well as around the country. And when we were in the office, they would ask, can't we just go up and look at the racetrack? Well, we're not running anything now. It doesn't matter. We just want to see what Ascot looks like. And we'd let them up and they'd take a look, and it was kind of fun. Wait, stop. Is this guy going to chase us?
No.
Okay, wait. You know, by chance, one of the gentlemen that works here, named Mark, works here on the property now. And of course, this is one of the biggest auctions to the industry, auto auctions to the industry, and he wanted to stop and say hi to us and let us know that he ran motocross right here at Ascot 25 years ago. Is that right? Thanks for stopping by, Mark. Thank you. Hey, you run into people that have stuff to do with Ascot all the time. Everywhere I go, somebody had something to do with Ascot. You know, Ascot was on television an awful lot. Everything from local television to Wide World of Sports, they all came here to photograph and really record what went on here at Ascot. Some of the best race drivers in the country, the Parnelli Joneses, the A.J. Foyts, the Unser family, all the big names. Jeff Gordon, he cut his teeth here in a midget right here on the half mile. He's now a big NASCAR star. These people were part of the history, and if you were anybody during those days, a championship, at least a race win at Ascot, had to be part of your portfolio. Those guys wanted to win here because it meant something. To win on the Ascot Dirt Half Mile was a feather in your cap, and something they bragged about when they were having a drink with their buddies at the local bar. Ascot was a big deal, and the fact that Ascot was in Gardena really let the whole country know where it was. USAC midgets, sprint cars, NASCAR stock cars, figure eight, demolition derbies, motorcycles, AMA motorcycles, half mile, flat track they call it, TT motorcycle races, which included a left and right hand turn and a jump. That was AMA motorcycle racing, and also CMC motocross. The motocross, of course, was very similar to the motocross of today, with jumps and left and right hand turns. But Ascot had something special for quite a while. It had 2 lakes in the infield, and we used to run the motocross through the lakes on a small patch of ground, and it was really unique and very exciting. Later on, J.C. Agajanian, after a sprint car got upside down in the North Lake, decided that those lakes were going to be no more. They were filled in, but the palm trees that were in the center of the lake remained, and that was part of the oh, the logo or the legacy of Ascot. When you saw Ascot Park, you saw the name and you saw a couple of palm trees next to it, you knew Ascot Park was Southern California, and you knew that it was one of the best places to race in the country. You know, one of the things that we did here at Ascot is we put on races that were national championship caliber. Of course, I mentioned before that ABC Wide World of Sports was one of the television companies that wanted to shoot the races that were here at Ascot. And there was a guy named Evel Knievel out of Butte, Montana that knew this. He knew not only the top open wheel racing was here and nationally televised, he knew some of the top national championship motorcycle races were here and were filmed on Wide World of Sports. So Evel made it his business to try and get on television. He was a great guy as far as getting himself publicized, getting his name out. And one of the first things he did, in fact, his first televised jump was during one of J.C. Agajanian's national championship races, an AMA flat track race, and it was right here behind that light pole. And that's where we set up his jump, set up his ramps, and that's where he made his first televised national jump right here at Ascot Park. I'll tell you a story in a little while about Evel Knievel and how this whole thing happened.
Did your father share a ring with Evel Knievel? Is that the story?
Yeah, a couple of things, but here's what you might look at. And I'll show you both rings and I'll try and hold them still. Right here, you're looking at the ring that is given to the Indy 500 winner. J.C. Agajanian found many race drivers right here at Ascot Park, and those race drivers he took back to Indianapolis because they were some of the best race drivers in our region. Now, in those days, Indianapolis was kind of a king of the hill deal, where the Texas guys brought their best race car and their drivers. California brought their best race cars and their drivers, which J.C. Agajanian was a part of. He was a car owner, and he was the guy that really gave the drivers a chance. And something else, a lot of car owners, since these race cars were so expensive, wouldn't take a chance on a young race driver. Well, J.C. Agajanian didn't see it that way. He knew how to see talent. He knew how to find race drivers that were worth it. And if you pan down and take a look at this ring right here, it's the 1963 Indy 500 winning ring that was given to the pit crew when Parnelli Jones of Torrance, California, won the 500 for J.C. Agajanian. He was a rookie. He didn't know what he was doing, to tell you the truth, but he had raw talent. He was one of the best race drivers to ever race in this country, and he came right out of Southern California.
What is the design that produced this great winner? Was it his superb driving? Was it the engineering know-how that gave him that extra power and speed? Or was it the teamwork that rushed him through each pit stop in record time? Right now, Parnelli doesn't know, nor does the crowd. They only know they have found a new champion of speed.